And Jeff, Ryan Leaf spent more than 30 months in prison for a drug conviction. It was almost as long as his football career, but glory on the gridiron has long taken a back seat to helping others. There was a time when the name Ryan Leaf was a punchline.
Washington State University, Ryan Leaf.
20 years ago, Leaf was the #2 overall pick of the NFL draft.
Manning, rather Leaf.
But his time with the San Diego Chargers was peppered with negative headlines, like an on-camera blow-up with a reporter.
Don't talk to me, all right? Knock it off!
After his short pro football career, he developed an addiction to the painkiller Vicodin, which he says he was prescribed after a series of surgeries, including one to treat a brain tumor. His wrist still bears the scar of his past.
I looked up ways to kill yourself on Google, and I tried to use a knife to do the ultimate thing.
Then came prison in 2012. It was in lockup where Leaf got sober and through the encouragement of his cellmate learned to help others.
He suggested we go down to the prison library and help prisoners who don't know how to read learn how to read.
Leaf went to a drug rehab program in Malibu after prison. He then got a $15 an hour job at Transcend Recovery Center in West LA. It involved driving clients from this sober living house to their appointments. If you think working as a driver at a sober living home was a cakewalk, think again. We're talking about dealing with addicts who weren't always willing to get with the program.
No matter what you do, you can't control the outcome of that individual. You can try, but what they do with your message is entirely up to them.
Leaf may have lost his NFL money, but he worked his way up to become the company's program ambassador, which includes sharing his story with anyone who would listen.
My story isn't any more impactful than any other human being's.
One of the things he's involved with is this program called MVP, which brings together retired pro athletes and military veterans after they hang up their respective uniforms. Not everyone here is a recovering addict, but Anthony Oakes is.
Seeing this guy and where he is at today and all the help that he's able to do like with sobriety and he's helping out a lot of people.
Hi, Bubba!
Leaf and his wife recently welcomed their first son into the world. He says fatherhood was something he avoided for a long time.
I initially thought about it like I wouldn't want to give somebody my last name, my name, because of ridicule, but I forget that's my father's name and that's my grandfather's name, both veterans.
Leaf has been sober for more than 6 years now, and he says this little guy and his wife are just some of the reasons he's fighting to stay that way. And in addition to working at Transcend, Leaf travels the country to speak to young people about substance abuse. He now has a radio show and works as a college football analyst on television. Jeff?